Hola, it is me, Metal Heart. So I did this video before, but I wanted to do a new version because I wanted to add better examples. Okay, so what set me off today? I try not to let anyone get to me, but for some reason, this shit bothered me today. So I go to the beer place down the road just to get a bag of ice and a cigar. This new kid that works there gives me an attitude. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, I'm going to jump the counter and snap your fucking neck. That's what I was thinking. That's what I wanted to do. So, people today, they're getting more obnoxious. Attitude everywhere. Total disrespect. When I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't like this. Today, people are brazen about it. Just in 2 days, I almost saw 2 accidents within half an hour of each other. Okay? People are getting fucking crazier. So, part of the problem is, especially with the kids today, the under 25 crowd, you don't blame the kids. Don't blame the parents. Where are the parents? They seem to not give a shit anymore. But I'll tell the parents, you know what? You better care. Because if your kid is a punk, society is going to take care of that problem. Your kid might end up dead. Literally. Yeah. So, over the past 12 years, I try not to be around people if I can help it. I mean, obviously, I go to the grocery store to get food and Walmart once in a while to get basics like, underwear and socks. But for the most part, I don't want to deal with people because all this stupid shit, it feels like there's a virus that has infected people. Maybe there's something in the food or water or both, but I have noticed changes, especially since the pandemic. And I'm not saying that was the only factor. There's other things, but that was a major turning point. The media said, you got to do this. And most people, like sheep, did what they were told. And, these people that went for the jabs, they said, you need to do this. You need to think like everyone else, or else you don't care about people. And I'm like, bite me. I laugh at these people. I still do. I'm not going to give up my freedoms because of your stupid fucking paranoia. Not going to do it. And I worked for a company. I'm not going to say who. Most people thought that they were going to implement a mandatory vaccination. And many people were saying, I'm going to leave if they do that. And that was one of them. It's like, no. Anyway, getting beyond that, people have definitely become more obnoxious. I would say over the past, let's say 15 years, I have noticed these things. Simple conversations turns into pissing matches. You can't get even two people to agree on anything now. Didn't used to be that way. When I was growing up, it was like, hey, let's agree to disagree. There was no animosity just because we disagreed with someone, especially with politics. And don't get me started with that shit. That could be a whole nother video. Go beyond that. Just simple, basic respect. No one knows that anymore. And there's sure as hell no critical thinking skills. They don't teach that in schools. What do they teach? They teach bullshit. College, underwater basket weaving, and llama sex studies, whatever. So the kids are being dumbed down. The parents are probably dumb as well. Well, trust me, I went to school with a lot of dumb people. It's not because I disagree with them. They're dumb because they don't pay attention to the world. They don't do research. Most people don't these days. They're too busy. Listen, I get it. Well, I understand some of it. They're busy working one or two jobs, so they're stressed out. I get that. But if you have kids, I mean, yeah, that's a major chore. I don't have any. I can't imagine the stress of that. But you have to pay attention to what's going on. If not for you, then for your kids. What kind of world are you creating for them? If you're letting your kids do whatever the hell they want, that's a bad tactic. That's bad. Because someone out there, if they piss off the wrong person, your kid is dead. Guarantee it. Listen, road rage, I've seen the videos. Why? And I have to tell myself sometimes, no, don't get involved. So, I see a lot of comments online. Psychotic shit, really okay, you're on a watch list, or at least you should be. Damn. Wild stuff. I can't repeat what I've seen. But yeah, it's like people say and do shit because they know that there's no consequences anymore. There really isn't. There's street justice, but if it involves going to court, come on. You killed someone or you violated a kid. That person is let out within 72 hours. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. I've studied crime stats. No matter how violent the person is, they're let go by a judge who has a questionable past most of the time. And so I tell people that's why we have a dystopia. We're living in it. You don't have to watch movies like Blade Runner. We are living in it. And it's only going to get worse if politicians keep letting this shit happen. So that's the big question, I guess. Who's allowing this to happen? Who controls the politicians and the judges and the cops? Who is it? So, and I think back to, my parents, I would say my parents grew up in a much better generation where there was respect, okay? When politicians, not so much, they were always sleazy, but cops, they were somewhat respectable, officer friendly when they actually helped people and they didn't look like paramilitary shit. All right, you get what I'm going. A laid back climate. Obviously, there were problems, but not like we have today. It was a more chilled environment. Uh, Relationships, much easier. Much easier. Like, hey, you want to go on a date? Oh, sure, yeah. Uh, there was no there was no attention, no ridiculous expectations. And now, I could go on a rant about this. Another great thing about that generation, no social media. Oh my God. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think social media is a cancer. Everyone has to give their opinion, no matter how stupid it is. I don't like this. Blah, 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 blah. I can't afford this. You can't afford what? What? Because you go to Starbucks every day and you have a phone that costs like what, $1,200? I don't want to hear your stupid excuses. I don't want to hear that shit. But yeah, there, everyone feels entitled, and they make excuses for their shitty behavior. That's what pisses me off. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, and I'm not the person you want to talk to. If you have an attitude, I'm not the one. No, don't come at me with your attitude, because I will speak up. Oh, I will. So yeah, it's like, yeah, there's lots of zombies out there. They think this way. It's like, and if you don't think their way, you're demonized. You're blah blah blah. Like, they don't care about anything but themselves. You know, how they look, you know, how they act and all that. And I tell people, yeah, it's like, some say, well, things are starting to change. No, they're not. No, they're not. Things are getting worse. Anyway, that's my rant. It's a rainy Saturday night. Kind of pissed.